Sophie, do you have any updates with Rotaract?
So, Rotaract is hosting a Halloween party for us, Sunrise and Noon, kind of like a Triple Cloud Fellowship event. It's going to be November 1st, the day after Halloween, at Tom's Place, Wallace and Blue Lake. 6 p.m. I'll send AJ the details to send it out. And it's going to be a costume party. We'll have costume contest. We'll have cocktails. It should be a good time. So, yeah, November 1st.
All right.
Thank you. So we've had a little change in our leadership structure. Melinda was unfortunately able to continue to serve as director, but Ian has willingly stepped up. So, Ian,
What
was that? It's going to be community service.
No, club service.
Club service.
Most meetings.
So, official director pin for you.
What's the line here? The most committees and the smallest budget?
Yeah.
I promise to spend it all.
And you're the loudest, too.
Thank you very much for taking this on. Things here.
I'll try not to break
Better
it.
do something about that Halloween party. Take credit for it, at least.
Canceling that.
I guess to be able to get some of those photos, I had to go onto Facebook, and I don't know if you follow Ian at all, but he is a fan of haikus, so it kind of inspired me to create one. So gratitude to Ian Schatz for your service above self. So in that spirit, if you guys start coming up with haikus, maybe towards the end we can share a couple, just in the spirit of Ian here. To end on that note, so Nick sends me the Makeup Monday or makeup list, and this list has grown since I last put it up, so it's great to see. Definitely tell who's in the lead here.
Terry.
But these are the variety of ways that you could do makeup. End of the board meetings, committee meetings. While it's here at our upcoming event, we have a few fellowship events planned. Are we going to look at rescheduling that, Maddie?
Yeah, we possibly. I'm sorry everyone to have canceled at the last minute, but maybe yesterday if you were in Arcata, you were kind of glad that you weren't out on the Mattocket.
I was in Eureka, there was no rain.
There was
No rain in your
Yeah, I know, but it was scary. It was scary here. But sure, we will look at setting up another date to be able to try to cruise the boat together, and we'll keep you posted. One thing that is coming up that I would like you to mark your calendars for is October 13th. We have an apple pressing event, and that will be in Fieldbrook. That's a Sunday, and that will be at Cam and Lisa Appleton's house in Fieldbrook. More details to follow about that. So that's kind of my next big push.
Thank you, guys. So this month's birthdays all have to be within the same week. So I don't see Shannon, so unfortunately can't get the backstory of what's happening here, but I'll try to catch you next time. We do have someone celebrating their birthday today. So Ian.
Boy, that's
Do you have any plans for the day?
Today I'm going to rest tonight because I was at our Santa Rosa office yesterday, and we'll celebrate tomorrow. Parents will be down, and we'll go take a combination walk ride because my dad's knees are waiting for replacement, so we'll ride and we'll walk.
Very good. Thanks for joining us this morning. I guess as a celebration, we'll bring some cakes for you. So
Wow.
So in that spirit, Dick, if you want to lead us in a happy birthday.
Sure.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ian. Happy birthday to you.
Anybody want cake for breakfast? These are out.
Oh, my goodness. Pretty.
Birthdays. Very celebrated her birthday as well. For another time. I was really curious this week with Burger Week. We wanted to see if anybody has some good burger stories out there.
Burger.
So I've tried, last night I went to Double D's and I had the one with the mac and cheese and bacon and the bun had cheese and then there was cheese on the burger and it was cooked in humor, it was delicious. And then for lunch yesterday I went to Kyoto and had their burger, which was fried rice patties with like some spicy tuna. And then I went to Lamont and I had their burger.
Is that what went
And
down?
then I tried the Smoke and Barrels burger, and that one was really good. And it was like had a tzatziki sauce on it. So yeah, I think that's all I found.
I was thinking of brainstorming a fundraiser for next year. We could maybe create a passport to this burger.
I went to Freedom Fire yesterday. And theirs was very good. Freedom Fire was good. And then I got Roman's by mistake. I didn't realize that was the featured burger, but it was a sriracha bacon burger. That was very good.
We had the Red Lion burger on a pizza roll, or on a pretzel roll. It was a beautiful burger. It was beautifully cooked.
And beautiful ambiance.
Well, I'll challenge you on the ambiance.
It was
but
a
the
good
burger
burger.
was great.
It was a good burger. Burger can change a lot.
The fries were kind of bad, but the burger was good.
Anybody else?
I had the one here that was good.
At the Plaza Grill?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. It was good.
Nice. So, on the 25th, I wanted to mention that Kalista, she's in the Noon Club, but she's performing Nancy Clark on the 25th, so just wanted to mention that there's an opportunity for us to get together, maybe do some fellowship and celebrate some of our fellow Rotarians. And then moving on to the Guatemala project.
Okay. Go for it. Okay. So, my committee has tasked me with trying to figure out who has tickets and who's sold them. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right now, so I'll wait till after the meeting. If you have tickets, if you've sold them, just come and report them to me. And then if you would like to buy tickets.
I have most of the tickets, just let me know how many you need. I have one, okay? And let's see, I have 20 here, so if anybody wants to pick them up now, they want to sell them, take them over, like that, let us know.
And then we have our sign-up genius out and about, and we just need about 6 to 7 volunteers to help us out. And then silent auction items will, if you brought them, please bring them to Patty. And then if you have not brought them yet, and you volunteered by Friday morning or before would be awesome. Another request that we had was we're looking for donations for food. So if you can't make it and you can't do a silent auction item, we're hoping to pass around the coffee pot for our wish list for food. Does anyone have a coffee pot?
It's in that
I'll get it. You have to.
No, they said they were going to do money instead. So. It's in the, okay. So that will be going around, and that will be just for donations for food. So we're having a chicken, like an
authentic Guatemalan chicken stew and some fried plantains, and then a special drink, and rice and beans and masa tortillas. And beer and wine. So.
That's helpful.
Beer and wine with a Rotary event with all those things. Can you imagine?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So a reminder, the proceeds for the project, we defray the cost of building the building. So it's about $9,000 to build a home, and then about $212 per person to handle local meals and local transportation. And I think I saw a recent email that the Mad Rivers also donated to our project. It was $500, so huge thanks to them for allocating some funds to this project. Terri, would you like to speak about your foundation?
Foundation dinner North is on October 26th at the Sequoia Conference Center. The tickets are $45. Everyone should have gotten an email with the registration attached. I did. Amanda got it. It was from Kathy Flamson about in the last week. Okay, who else got it? I think I got it. So check your spam folders. Don't automatically delete anything from the district governor or hurt your feelings. If you're interested and did not get the email, let me know and I'll have another one generated to you. Anyway, it's a fun event, and what I would like is we always donate a basket for the raffle, and I would like someone to help me put together the basket because it is not in my skill set. Thank you, Lori. And we want it pretty. Usually I just give a gift, a gift card on our behalf, and it looks kind of sad sitting there. And also, I keep track of everybody's donations to the Rotary Foundation so far, and you'll get raffle tickets. There are 6 for $100 or $25 each, and I just fill them out on your behalf and put them in there. But if you would like more, you can always write a check to the Rotary Foundation and give it to me before that date, because then they won't get in if I don't have it before that date. Anyway, it's a fun event, and Sequoia Conference Center is great. And
Is it a costume event?
I hope not.
Costume's not required, but super encouraged, right there.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, there you go. And if it's a superhero theme, in my book, that requires a Rotary t-shirt or a Rotary shirt because we're superheroes.
Yay!
Thank you, Terri.
That'd be good. Very good. If you want to wear your Batman underwear, feel free.
I don't have a specific slide, but I think I was watching that there were some Soujourning Sunrisers done some traveling, so yeah. Anybody wants to share their recent travels?
Okay. So, unfortunately, Scott didn't want to go to Denver 2 weeks ago, so I got there on that flight. And we had a...
That's not true.
You didn't want to go to Denver?
Well, no, I wanted to go to Hatteras with us. Nailed.
So anyway, we went to a Rotary Institute. It's a meeting for past district governors, but there's also district governor nominee and district governor-elect training. So Dustin was also there, meeting all the people he will be district governor with in 2 years. And he fit right in. They did a dance, and I think I sent you pictures of the dance. And it was a good meeting. There are lots of what they call senior leaders, and so my fun event was there were 3 past presidents who wanted to talk about the past of Rotary, which is fine, everybody needs to know the past, but they also billed it as talking about the future of Rotary. And so for me, 3 old white guys, one is 92, one is in his 80s, I think one is in his 70s, talking about the future of Rotary seemed a little...
The 92-year-old was just talking about the meeting the next day.
You know, and I appreciate all the work that these men have done for our great organization, but you look around this room and we don't look like that panel looks. And
Speak for yourself.
And get off my lawn!
92, you look good for 92.
White hair rules.
So anyway, there were some interesting conversations, and a reminder about our mortality, because Saturday I was standing there with Marty and another friend of mine, and this man, Dick Ellicksman, who's past district governor from Oregon, who I've worked with a lot over the last years, walked by, hadn't seen him in a while, and he said, you know, hi, we all hugged, and he kept going. And Tuesday I got a text from my friend Candy, who was standing there with me, and said, did you hear about Dick? Well, he died in his sleep at the age of 65. So, you know, work on your bucket list now, and
Yeah, good advice.
be grateful for, you know, what you got, and try not to focus on all the crazy stuff. And I try to take that advice myself. And then I had told Marty, since we're going to be all the way in Denver, let's just keep going to New York City. And he said, have you looked at the map, hun? You know, so we went to New York City for 6 days and had a fabulous time. Saw 3 Broadway shows.
Ooh, nice.
Ate lots of, I think we ate pizza maybe every day. And bagels, and walked around, went to the Statue of Liberty, which I highly recommend. She's not as tall as she looks in the pictures. That was my thought. Went to Ellis Island, went to the 9/11 Memorial, went to the Brooklyn Museum, which I also highly recommend, because if you know who Judy Chicago is, raise your hand. Okay. Judy Chicago is an artist, and many decades ago, 3 decades ago, she did an installation called The Dinner Party, and it is place settings of famous women, and the table runners are embroidered by each of their plates, and the plates are all different. And I had seen part of it in San Francisco many years ago, found out where it lived, and so it was quite wonderful to go see that. So I highly recommend New York City. I told Marty last year we're going to go every year for the rest of our lives. He said, no, that's too much. There's other places to see. Then we were there this time. He said, we should come back next September too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Terry.
Well, speaking of New York, I just got back from my 7th trip to New York since October. So I did things like I saw the Statue of Liberty. I unclogged the bathtub. I went grocery shopping. What else did I do? Some stuff around the apartment, let's just say. Anyway, yeah, so I went out to see my wife, of course, who lives in New York, in Long Island City, in a new apartment. We're right across the East River from the UN kind of area, so it's kind of nice over there. And 6 days, and then I'm home for a few days, and then in Washington, D.C. next week. So, yeah, lots of trouble.
Aren't you the jet setter?
Oh, I know.
Oh, my.
And the flights work.
Well, and so here's the capper on this. The flights did work. I went out through Denver and I came back through LA, but I had I fly a lot. I'm almost never scared when I get on an aircraft, but I was scared to death when I got on a Newark, because as I walked down the aisle, I saw Scott Heller. Scott was coming back from a trip to the Carolinas and I thought, he has the worst luck on aircraft, and I have the best. We'll see how this works. But we were only an hour delayed because of a problem in LA called Air Force One.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Greg, I have the exact opposite effect, because I'm sitting there shaking in my seat until I see you walk by the plane.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah. I didn't do domestic duty or, Rotary business. It was recreational to Oregon and Washington with our trailer. And saw my daughter. I went to a wedding up there. That was really the 2 main events. But I was just a little disappointed because the rain was up there and it was so nice down here. And but it was a great trip. And I think I had a burger this week.
Thanks, Cam. Sorry.
I was in between Sacramento meetings that I had last week and this week, and so I went over to Reno to see Megan. Got to go to the Nevada football game on Saturday and see For those of you who know Jennifer Strong, who was our district Rotarian of the Year 3 years ago, her nephew is the freshman quarterback, and they won. So it was a lot of fun.
Thinking about sharing this, but actually I went down to LA, or actually down to Menifee with my 2 sisters to visit my brother. My brother has lived there pretty much since he was 18 years old. And he was in the Navy and everything. And I have a lot of family, cousins and things down there, so we did a big family reunion at one of my cousins' houses, and it was just really nice seeing everyone. But one of the highlights was we went to Tijuana, and my brother's used to going to Tijuana, so we went in and we went to see my aunt, who actually has a wedding dress shop there that she's had for years, and she's actually trying to sell it, but right at this point. But it was just so wonderful to be able to, go in there and see all these people, all my family and everything. And then from Tijuana, we went down to Puerto Nuevo and had lobster dinners for $20. You got this huge lobster. They bring you out and they say, what size do you want? $20, $22, $24. You get rice and beans and tortillas and a margarita, but the margaritas were not very good. But it was just fabulous. It was really fun spending. I was down there for 5 days, spending time with them, and drove down, flew out of Oakland, then drove back on Monday after I flew back. But it was really nice seeing family. Family's great, keep in touch, because as Terri said, you just never know how soon things pass. So anyway, it was great. So,
I'm coming forward because I don't want you to see my big nose in the camera. So not this last Sunday, but the Sunday before, I drove down to Sacramento to catch a flight to LA to stay in Culver City. And that was it. I was there for the Jeopardy audition, and I had gotten a call or an email. I'm sorry, and I said, okay, I'm going to book my hotel, and then I asked my boss for the time off. So it was a little out of order there, but it was really a lot of fun. I did have one. It all went pretty well. I did pretty well on the 50-question test that they do. But when they were doing the sample game, I did okay on that. And then they asked me, what do you do for fun? And I said, well, I'm in a band, and I play guitar. And this guy, Len Kagan, he asked me, well, what's your go-to song for your band? I couldn't think of a song name for the life of it. I mean, Sentimental Journey. No, I didn't. I finally came up with one that was. It was Baker Street. Anyway, but it was a lot of fun. People were just great, and if I had a chance to do it. I mean, the online tests are done every day, pretty much. And so I'm in the contestant pool for the next 18 months, and we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
Anybody else?
I got to take, my wife and I took our son Weston down to college at San Luis Obispo, and were able to drop Tomas off in Petaluma, so he did not have to withstand a really long drive from here down to San Luis and back over just a weekend. But the most exciting part was we stopped at the Pinnacles National Park on the way down, which I've always seen the signs along the highway. And it's an awesome park if you ever get a chance to go there. And the nicest thing was it was really hot. And I hadn't really gotten to enjoy a lot of, hot summer weather. It was probably 100 degrees when we were through the park. Some of it was out in the total sun, but once you start hiking in the park, there's these trails that goes up through these canyons that have these caves that have these stairs built in them that sort of wind through, where are these giant boulders that fell into these little canyons that had eroded from these lakes way up high, and it's really, really neat. They would probably never build that in a park today, but when they developed it long ago, these funky stairs and little bridges and stuff through these rock caves. It's really, really cool. So well worth going and seeing it if you could ever make it down there. And we got to drop him off at his house, which is incredibly expensive to rent a room in a house in San Luis Obispo. And it's sort of a dump. And he's moving in with like 3 guys that are like politically the polar opposite. So it's going to be a good experience for him. Hopefully he doesn't party too much and he finishes off school and he's going to graduate in June. And then we had a long drive back.
So a couple of weeks ago, I had meetings at the end of the week in Arizona, and I was flying on to Atlanta. So instead of coming back home and then flying out on the following Monday, I had my wife fly out and meet me in Scottsdale, and we spent an amazing weekend in North Scottsdale with all the boulders and the saguaro cactuses and the 110-degree heat. But we had some great food, and it really is spectacular up there. Very similar with the boulders and the canyons. It's just amazing.
Thanks, Brian.
I got to find out how my dad felt when he started taking one of my daughters and me backpacking, so I got to keep up with Guillaume out to Devil's Punchbowl in the Siskiyou Wilderness because the Trinity Ops trail that we wanted was burning, and that was both exhausting and exhilarating and enlightening, so thanks to Guillaume for leading me up the cliff. 5-foot switchbacks going up for half a mile. Yeah, it was good. But I encourage you to get out to that place if you've never been. It's out there, but it's only 5 miles, so to speak. And when you get there, you're done. But there is a swim at the end, so go.
Thank you. So a reminder, there's a lot of imagery when you guys tell your stories, and not to take away from any of your experiences, but I'd love to get some photos, so just a reminder to send photos to arcs.recognition@gmail.com. Thank you for sharing, everybody.